That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
I'm not sure what I was expecting. Pearly gates or a big black portcullis or something. But the entrance to the underworld looked like a cross between airport security and the Jersey Turnpike. There were 3 separate entrances under one huge black archway that said, "You are now entering Erebus." Each entrance had a pass-through metal detector with security cameras mounted on top. Beyond this were toll booths manned by black-robed ghouls, like Charon. The howling of the hungry animal was really loud now, but I couldn't see where it was coming from. The 3-headed dog, Cerberus, was supposed to guard Hades' door, was nowhere to be seen. The dead queued up in 3 lines. 2 marked attendant on duty, and 1 marked easy death. The easy death line was moving right along. The other 2 were crawling. Welcome to Of the Oldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm Taylor from Cabin 6.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. So Taylor, do you know who the goodest boy is? The goodest boy.
No.
It's Cerberus.
Okay, you right. You right.
It's Cerberus. The goodest boy to have ever existed.
I'll put in a good word for his cousin Fluffy.
Cousin? They're cousins?
I don't know, I just came up with a family relation.
I'd like to know about this.
New fanfic idea?
New fanfic? Or just like, is this a theory? Something. I do know that they specifically do say that Fluffy was given to Hagrid by a Greek man. So like, are 3-headed dogs Greek in origin? Like in the Harry Potter world? I want to know.
I don't know.
Or did Hades just give away a Cerberus relative? Is that who Hagrid met?
I literally just picked a random ass relative word. So now this has sort of led us down into a theory hole that I don't think we can ever climb out of.
Oh, I've had this theory before.
Oh. There's blue stuff all over my arm. I don't know why it's there. I'm very spazzy
Percy
tonight.
Jackson. Blue.
I'm just turning into Percy, it's fine.
It's fun stuff. You're turning blue. What happened in this chapter?
Oh, in this chapter.
Yeah,
we
maybe
go to
this chapter.
obedience school. It is a, like, finally on the story chapter compared to the last fucking one, which was a mess, Rick. Rick, I'm sort of disappointed in you in that last chapter.
We're still roasting the last chapter.
In our time, we are recording these episodes back-to-back days.
Yep.
So it's very fresh in our head how like...
crusty.
Just
fucking crusty.
That chapter made no sense. It did not need to exist.
No, it didn't.
Or at least just end it at Santa Monica and be done with it.
Yeah.
Or have them wandering around West Hollywood. I don't know. We didn't need to see Krusty.
No, we did not need to see Krusty. Krusty should not exist. Krusty is cancelled.
Okay. Is that our new count we need? How many times we cancel people?
Who else have I canceled?
Was it... No, 2 episodes ago. So the episode that came out for people today. So the one for the Lotus Hotel. You immediately canceled Ares, which is fair.
Yes,
and then we had the philosophical dilemma of, do we cancel Athena? And then we canceled the Council of Cloven Elders.
Good. Did I cancel Iris when we learned about her sister?
No.
Okay. I wasn't sure. 'Cause, like...
I think you canceled Zeus again.
Well, I mean...
Zeus is always
cancel Zeus. He was born cancelled. Literally.
I was gonna say, that sort of does work with his story. Okay, time for our chapter. It is time to die. Metaphorically, I think. at least for now. We meet the man of the hour, Charon, dressed like he belongs in 70s Vegas. Maybe he should go back to the Lotus Hotel. The ferryman of the dead in a classy lobby filled with miserable people. What a place for him to be. We all die in a very, very large bathtub and use some bribery to make our way down to the river Styx. The fact that Hades has an easy death lane confirms that the turnpike is in fact hell. I won't rant about the PA turnpike again. I promise. Gotta distract the bestest boy that has ever existed. Glad Annabeth went to obedience school. Maybe she can train Percy, too.
Oh! Oh, I missed that. I didn't even read that. Oh my goodness. What an own.
I'm good at throwing shade to fictional characters.
See, the problem is we're not metaphorically dying, though, Taylor. Obviously. You and I
you
are dying.
can't die. You can't die.
No, I'm in a constant state of dying.
Oh, okay.
I can't permanently be dead, and that's it. I, can die and come back, or I'm just constantly dying, you know?
Yeah, I'm just always dead. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything is awesome. She's just shaking her head. So, sadly, your segment is just not relevant this week.
Yeah, we're in West Hollywood still, literally in the underworld, because apparently that's where the entrance is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where we are. I guess I'll talk a little bit of, in the episode, once we get to the chapter, about, who they would pick to be on, the judges.
You know, we should pick who we would pick.
Ooh.
I don't know, but the idea of these are the best of the best get to decide if you get punished or sent to Elysium. It's a lie. Those are not the best of the best.
Yeah, I have strong opinions about both Thomas Jefferson and Thomas Edison. Minos was terrible, but he comes up into a later book, so we won't get into super big detail on him.
I was gonna say, he's also, usually, a judge of the dead anime. That's a mythology thing, so,
Well, that's the thing, is, they did carry that over, but I have a big problem, especially with Jefferson. But I'll bring that up, once we get to the idea of what they are.
Okay.
What their job is.
Alright. Well, I can go to my stuff. This week on In Case You Missed It, we got Charon and the Goodest Boy. Known only as the Goodest Boy.
That is his only name. We've declared it.
It's either you call him that or Spot. I'm telling you. So Charon. Fun dude. So, if you don't know what a psychopomp is, that's what Charon is. He's, someone who, brings the dead over to the land of the dead. Just kind of like a guide of the souls kind of thing. And he's specifically the ferryman of Hades. Carries souls across the river Styx. And you have to pay him so he can get his Italian suits.
How else is he gonna get it?
What?
How else would he be able to get it?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, what are the things that he'll accept here? Is that... My computer's freezing. I'm trying to see what this says. Okay, so it looks like he only accepts, silver coins. Because that's what I'm seeing here.
There's or a denaki?
Yeah, and the pictures have both silver coins on for them. Theory. There's something going on with the silver here, so he can't be a werewolf.
Yeah, well, do werewolves who die just never get to...
Yeah, you know what? Werewolves who die just can't get across the river Styx. There you go. We've solved it. I'm sorry, Lupin. I'm sorry. This is... What? You're just laughing now.
I didn't almost spill soda everywhere. It's fine.
Oh shit. Taylor, don't do that. I was about to say, I guess fuck you to werewolves, but I was like, no, I don't want to say fuck you to Lupin.
Lupin is best boy.
Actually, some werewolves are good. And now I'm thinking of me and AU again. Okay,
When are you not thinking of me and AU?
You know what? That's a good question. The answer is never. Okay. So yeah, if you can't pay the fee, or if you're left unburied, you just wander the shores across the river. Okay, like, I feel like that specific spot should have a name, but it's just kind of like, it just says water the shores. So, like, the spot on the other side of the river Styx. So, it's very vague. Okay. It does have parentage here, but it's, like, less organized on this page than it usually is.
It's one line.
Yeah. Also, some classic heroes do return alive and brings them back. I did not know that. Dionysus is on this list.
It's always Dionysus!
Okay, a couple of these people did not come back, though. Did they?
I mean, Hermes just always helps.
Okay, well, Sisyphus did come back, actually. I was like, wait, he died and he came back and then he died again. Pirithous did not fucking come back. I literally, like, said that in the Discord the other day. Pirithous did not come back. He was punished by Hades. God,
you see that Orpheus is here, but noticeably missing.
Eurydice?
Yes, Eurydice is noticeably missing. Oh.
Yeah, well, she didn't return. She also just, like, died. She didn't journey to the underworld, so...
Oh, that's fair. But, like...
She didn't journey. She just was killed by a snake. She got poisoned.
Yeah.
God, I just want to talk about the story of Pirithous, though, like...
That is one story I don't know much.
So, I'm just gonna go on this tangent here.
Oh, he's Theseus' best friend.
Yeah, him and Theseus. So, both of them were like, we want to get, badass wives for ourselves. And so, they did that. First, so Pirithous wanted to marry Persephone, and Theseus wanted Helen of Troy. Helen of Troy was a child at this time, like an actual child. And he was like, oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna kidnap her and I'll wait till she's old enough to marry. So they did that, and I think they like left her with like Theseus' family or something, and then they went to venture to the underworld to get Pirithous' wife Persephone. And guess what? That didn't work out so well for them. Hades glued their butts to a rock, and they were stuck there until Heracles came to the underworld and rescued Theseus. When he tried to rescue Pirithous, it just didn't work. He's still there. That's it. That's the story.
I love it.
It's not related to Charon that much, but like...
What the fuck?
I just needed to say this, because Pirithous...
I'm so on board for this story. What the fuck?
So stupid.
I love it.
Obviously, Helen of Troy went back to her family, obviously, but still, just the fact that they also kidnapped a child and were like, yeah, we'll marry her when she's, like, old enough.
Dear God.
And then you try to get the queen of the underworld, and Hades just like, that's not happening. It's not happening, bro.
Oh, that's my new favorite thing.
You're welcome. I've made your life so much better.
You really have, though.
Alright, continuing with Charon. Why is his etymology, like, all the way down here? Wow, okay. I don't like how this page is, like, set up.
I mean, it's just under the genealogy.
Yeah. I don't know, some of them have...
The genealogy is one line long.
I know, he's the son of Nyx. That's it. I mean, he's also the brother of Thanatos and Hypnos, but, like, it's usually the parentage that's like, the thing. I assume he just doesn't have a dad, because Nyx usually just doesn't need anyone else. She can just create...
She's just like... Bleh.
And his brothers are Death and Sleep.
Yay. Oh, and also Darkness.
Oh, is Erebus there?
Oh, no, Erebus is the dad. Yeah. Oh, wait, but it seems to just be... Okay.
I was gonna say, Erebus is, like, just the other two's dad, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, I'm gonna say that she just created Charon. She didn't need a man for that one.
Yeah, like, the more it seems like they share other children besides the two, but, like...
Yeah, it doesn't list Erebus for Charon.
On her own... it has Thanatos under
Thanatos?
just her... Sorry, I pronounce it Thanatos. I pronounce it like it's shown. Charon is her youngest child, though.
Does it say Thanatos? Is that how it's supposed to be pronounced?
I don't know. That's just how I pronounce it. It might be. It's probably Thanatos, but...
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say Thanatos, so...
Thanatos. Thanatos.
Yeah. Thanatos.
But it's Thanatos.
That's what I said. Thanatos.
I don't like it. Anyhow.
It's like
Yes.
Thanos.
You're right. But yeah, Charon is Nyx's youngest.
Aww. He the littlest boy.
Mm-hmm.
So his name, kind of badass. It means of keen gaze. It just refers to, like, his eyes. Bluish gray. Cool shit. I don't know. Yeah. He has flashing eyes.
This one of him, there's a picture. Yeah, of him from the Sistine Chapel.
That's not super attractive. That's...
Definitely not what I picture when I think of Charon.
That's not gonna... I was gonna say, that doesn't look like any image I've seen of him. Usually it's like a Grim Reaper more kind of thing. He's like a cloaked guy on a boat. That's kind of what he looks like.
Oh, here. We can read what Virgil wrote.
Yeah, that one doesn't look quite
There
good.
Charon stands, who rules the dreary coast, a sordid god down from his hairy chin. A length of beard descends, uncombed, unclean. His eyes like hollow furnaces on fire. A girdle foul with grease binds his obscene attire.
Oh, no.
So, that doesn't match up very much with a...
Nah. I like him just being a dark, cloaked, mysterious man. I don't... In this, he looks like a fucking gremlin. Like, eh.
No, he looks like a gray version of the devil.
Yeah.
Except jacked. He's
Yeah.
jacked, though.
Yeah.
That's important. He's jacked.
Yeah, anyway, I'm just, like, getting distracted here. I have to speak. I'm on a podcast. I can't just read. Yeah.
Theoretically.
Theoretically. Yeah, he's a boatman. He's usually just kind of, like, on the sidelines. He just kind of, like, brings people over. He doesn't super have, like, a personality, per se.
He's just like, I'm here, too.
It says on vases he's given a kindly and refined demeanor. He's just a chill dude. But, yeah. Yeah, see, in modern times, he's depicted as, like, a skeleton or the cowl. I don't know. I like that one better than him looking like a jacked green devil.
Yeah, I
don't like that version. It doesn't... Nah. What's this? Okay, there's a modern Greek equivalent of him? You see this on the bottom? Bottom of the page? It's got Heros or Keros.
Heros.
It's a modern Greek equivalent of Charon. Does that mean, like, in the modern Greek language? Or, like the...
Yeah, it seems to be like... It just seems to be like a weird saying. But instead of saying Charon, you say...
I feel like it's more of, like, a language thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, there are definitely modern versions of, like, the Greco-Roman mythology as, like, a religion still. But it doesn't specifically say that. It just says, like, in these phrases, they say Heros or Keros instead of Charon. So, I don't know. Yeah. I wish there was more on him. Like, he seems like a cool, chill dude. Just kind of like, just gonna be on my boat, bringing people over. And that's Charon.
Thanks, Charon.
I like psychopomps. They're chill. I mean, some of them aren't chill, but, like, that's usually because you tried to cheat death. Psychopomps are chill unless you try to not die.
Yeah, I mean...
That's why they're always after me. Plot twist, I'm actually a psychopomp.
There, that explains a lot.
That's how I cheated death. Because I am death. I like when I just confuse Taylor.
It took a weird turn.
You're welcome. I feel like I would be good at, like, improv or something, because I just kind of yes-and myself a lot. I just say
you do.
bullshit so much that I just, like, yes-and myself.
You do that a lot. Sometimes I just sort of, like, just listen to it happen. I'm not gonna interrupt it. I'm just gonna let it keep happening. I just want to see where it's gonna go, you know?
I don't always know where it's gonna go. I just keep talking. This is called ADHD and just Just, not having a filter.
Mood.
Hi, okay, the goodest boy. The sweetest, goodest, purest boy to have ever existed. Not necessarily lived, not necessarily died, just existed.
Yeah, just is.
Just is. Cerberus. Or, I want to say, like, in Greek it's actually, like, Kerberos? Because it's got a K instead.
I believe
Greek.
so.
But I think, like, the modern English pronunciation is, like, Cerberus.
Yeah,
because
Cerberus.
C. I don't like that etymology is all the way, like, near the fucking bottom. But anyway, his name means spotted. That's important. His name means spotted, most likely. Therefore, Hades named his dog Spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the most important thing you need to know.
Although, there is some...
There's some
like,
other
dispute
stuff there. Yeah.
about whether or not that's what it means.
I like that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you could also say it means the other things here, too.
Flesh devouring?
Yeah. Evil of the pit. That feels, like, way more Christianized, though. You know what I mean?
Flesh devouring is fine. But yeah, evil of the pit's more...
Because he's not in the pit, so...
Yeah.
So, he is our good boy. He's a multi-headed dog that guards the gates of the underworld, so the dead don't leave. Which is just great. He's just a guard dog. Our guard dog's based off of this boy. Is that why we have guard dogs, specifically?
I mean, especially, like, how, like, Percy describes him, like, his version, like, this version as being a Rottweiler. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, so... Usually has 3 heads, but there's also other descriptions on here that I didn't know. He had snake shit going on. That's kind of cool.
What do you expect from the child of fucking Echidna? Things are gonna get weird.
I don't want to think about Echidna. Yeah, so he's got his 3 dog heads, which most people are like, yep, that's what he looks like. But
that's Cerberus, yep.
He also has a serpent for a tail. That's kind of chimera-ish, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also got just snakes protruding from parts of his body.
Just randomly. Like, no.
Like, Medusa, but, like, all the hair is on his entire body, so, like, just not even just the... Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I don't know.
So, yeah, and of course
I'm just gonna picture him as, like, what I think of him as.
Yeah, I like him just as the 3-headed dog boy. Even a snake, like, tail, that's fine.
The snake tail isn't weird.
The random snakes all over the place, and, like, it feels like a bit much, but, like, yeah. I'm good with the snake tail, though. Snake tail's good. So he's primarily known for his capture by Heracles. Also, I love that this page also has Theseus and Perithous on it. It wasn't a tangent. It was relevant.
It got there eventually.
Yay. Yeah, so he lists all of his siblings, blah, 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 blah. So sad. Orthrus is just, like, a 2-headed dog.
Yeah.
But, like, Cerberus, they got it right. Oh, wait, okay. In this picture, it has him as... Cerberus is having 2 heads. Wrong. Okay, there is a lot about him being part snake here, too. So, yeah, there's, like, just a lot of disputes about, like, what he looks like. He just has 1 dog head, there's the snakes. Oh, somebody gives him 50 heads. I feel like that, it's good, but, like, it's a lot of heads. How do you feed him?
Well, he only has 1 body. Or stomach, so I don't know how that works.
But, like, do you have to feed each head?
Do you do, like, 1 tiny bit to each head? Because you can't, like, overfill his stomach.
3 heads feels manageable that way. But, like, 50, that's a lot, I want to be able to feed him, okay?
I agree.
Somebody has him as having a snake head. No?
No.
No.
Nope.
And that's because Echidna and Typhon sometimes having a snake head?
I get it, but, like, no.
No. No, I don't think he needs to have a ton of snakes on him. Yeah. I think just 3 heads, maybe a snake tail. That's it. That's good. Yeah, so Heracles had to capture him as one of his 12 labors. Maybe, I feel like the 12 labors we could just go into in a bonus ep or something, because, like, that's like a detailed myth.
Yeah, it's
a bit much. There's some backstory there, but yeah, he had to capture Cerberus, and it was supposed to be an impossible task. And I want to say that he basically just, like, asks Hades. He's like, can I just, like, borrow your dog? And Hades is like, as long as you bring him back. Hades is actually very agreeable, y'all. Come on. Like, don't mess with him, and he's like, he's fine.
Yeah, as long as you're chill, he'll be chill.
Exactly. See, the one you gotta be scared about is Persephone. She's a bad bitch. She will fuck you up.
I'm just thinking of her character in Lore Olympus again.
You're welcome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It has the Theseus and Pirithous thing here. Yeah, and so it was when Heracles went to capture Cerberus that he rescued Theseus. But nope. Pirithous is just still there.
Why did he think he could, like, take Hades' wife? I just have questions.
Because he was just a stupid man. Does it have
most of them are, but like,
does it say anything specific on here? Oh, he's a son of Zeus. Okay. Who? That means Persephone's his sister.
Yes.
I don't like it. Who? Okay, I'm just looking up Pirithous.
I mean, she's married to her uncle, so like,
it's okay, but like it's also just like different when they're gods too. I don't know. Maybe it's like how Rick what's the word I'm looking for? Like, rationalizes it, where he's like, just don't date somebody who's in your cabin. At the very least, don't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I love that it specifically says on Pirithous' page where it's just like, he was glued to a rock. His butt was glued to a rock. So it's good. It's good shit.
Very few things amuse me that much, but that is one of them.
Yeah, and here it's like he's bound to a chair in the Cerberus page, and I'm just like, nah, I like him being glued to a rock.
Oh yeah, no, him being glued to a rock is like a special.
That's why we'll always imagine it from now on. Yeah, so the goodest boy, and so Heracles brings Cerberus up from the underworld and gives him to the king who he's doing all his labors for. And then Cerberus leaves. That's all that matters. He did it. He accomplished his labor.
Not the goodest boy.
Doesn't it describe him, like, returning to the underworld? Either Heracles returns him or Cerberus just goes back home.
I think Cerberus just goes home.
Just like, my person isn't here. I want to go home. Goodbye.
My person is all that matters. Bye.
Exactly. God, just thinking about, like, Hades and Persephone playing with Cerberus. Just
as, like, a puppy.
Good. So good! Ugh.
How good?
I've never had, like, an animal, like not a dog or a cat. I've had, like, a hamster and a fish. I want to know. I want to know what it is like.
Dogs and cats smell. They smell.
I mean, I understand that much. I have visited people who own them. I know that. Okay. I like that so Cerberus in a lot of stories. He's just always existed. He's in the Iliad, the Odyssey, the Theogony. Good shit. Oh, somebody gave him 100 heads. We didn't like 50. 100 is too much.
Guys.
Just stop giving him more heads.
Stop giving him heads.
Oh, sometimes he can produce venom.
The fuck?
And Orpheus plays him a song!
Orpheus.
Okay, is that why the whole fluffy thing? Is that why? With the... That
would make sense.
That works. Because Orpheus plays his lyre, and, like, they just play the harp for Fluffy.
Yeah,
he likes string instruments.
I was gonna say don't we all, but I'm not a big string instrument person. I, like, completely contradicted my entire being. It's fine. I'm fine.
Wait, what? Okay, the last sentence, like right above iconography, just read this for me, Taylor. Read this.
Okay, right above iconography. In an apparently unique version of the story related to the 6th century AD pseudo-Nonnus, Heracles descended into Hades to abduct Persephone and kill Cerberus on this. What?
Yeah. What? No.
This got
I'm gonna
dumb.
go with no. Dude, Heracles may be a dick, but he would not kill the goodest boy.
And also, what did he gain out of kidnapping Persephone? He's already in enough shit.
He's had enough wives.
That's, like, part of his problem.
I think that man had, like, 4 wives by the end of his life.
Was it that many? I don't know.
I think he had, like, 3 in his mortal life, and then he had a godly wife when he became a god.
Oh, yeah.
I think he married Hebe.
Oh, I think you're right. I forgot about that. That sounds right.
Yeah. I would like to talk about Heracles. Maybe that should be our second episode. We talk about Hercules in our bonus eps, and then we talk about Heracles.
Okay.
We like the movie, we don't like the mythological figure. And there's just a bunch of art of him. Okay, so there's some art that says he has a lion head, and then 2 dog heads.
I just continually get confused by this page.
You're welcome.
Why is there...
I feel like that would look cool. Like,
yeah,
just,
I mean, it would.
Like 3 heads, but 1 in the middle is the lion. I don't know. It doesn't feel like Cerberus, but...
That's why I'm like...
Oh, sometimes it's 3 lion heads.
You know, like
why
you do.
Okay, but, like, I don't think he's like a lion. I don't know. Cerberus rationalized, like, the fact that that's a spot on this page.
Yeah, we gotta rationalize the weirdness.
Oh, in somebody's account, Cerberus is not a dog, he's just a snake. Like, not even a snakehead, he's just a snake.
That's my new favorite. Just is a snake.
Just a snake.
Sounds about right, you know?
The fact that that's under rationalized, that's not rational. Why is he a snake? Why isn't he a dog?
Why aren't you a snake? You know?
Why aren't I a snake?
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons why I'm not a snake.
I'm trying to rationalize you not being a snake, okay?
How is it that you make a basilisk? It's like you put it like a chicken egg under a toad. That's why I'm not a snake.
Very carefully.
That's why I'm not a snake.
Because you're a basilisk?
No, because I did not hatch from a chicken egg underneath a toad.
That'll do it. That'll prevent it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what the rationalized thing here is supposed to, like, mean necessarily. Oh, okay. Sometimes he guards the cattle of Geryon. Why?
Why not, Charlie?
Like, they swapped him and Orthrus.
I thought it... I'm so confused by this.
What? I don't know. This is just like, what is
That's been this entire segment. I don't know.
Well, here's a section here that, like, I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? What does rationalized mean in this?
See, I don't know. I keep, like, reading over it, and I don't understand.
Do they mean, like, in, like, real worlds? Is that what they're trying to say? Because here's the story where it's like, Hades is a mortal king, he has a wife named Persephone, and a daughter named Kore, and a dog named Cerberus. And I'm like, what is this? What is this fanfic?
I don't like that his daughter's
fanfic.
name is Kore. Yeah, like, that's full...
That's just a fucking fanfic! And it doesn't have enough citations. Like, that whole thing doesn't have enough citations. It sounds like a fanfic.
Yeah, what you described to me was a fanfic.
You're welcome. Cerberus allegorized. He's an allegory for the corpse-consuming earth, apparently. And Heracles' triumph over him is victory over earthly desires. What? Oh, his 3 heads represent nature, cause, and accident. What? Or rising, midday, and setting? I don't know. I feel like this just, like, went off the rails here at the end.
Correct.
Just, like, why? Wait, the constellation is a 3-headed snake. He has a constellation, but it's of a 3-headed snake. I don't like that. Oh, I thought this was gonna be just like me talking about a good dog. And then we talked about snakes, like, a lot.
Yeah, now it just got confusing.
I like snakes, but I don't think he needs to have, like, 50 snakes on him. Or 50 heads.
He doesn't need the rest of it.
Just make him
Just
a
let him be
dog.
Just let him be him.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need to be someone else. Just let him be him.
Yeah.
You know?
Motto of
That's
this
how I feel.
podcast, let Cerberus be himself.
Justice for Cerberus.
Justice for Cerberus!
Should we talk about the chapter?
Yeah, after that bit of confusion, I think we should just talk about the chapter. That's all I got to say about that.
It was a time. A time was had by all.
And now it's time to die.
For the second time in this book.
Yeah, no solicitors, no loitering, no living. Okay, so they get to DOA recording studios, and they're like, we have a plan, right? We have a plan. Do they have a plan?
Percy came up with the plan.
Do they have a plan? Because they don't...
Yeah. His plan is to use that piece of furniture to, like, play fetch with him. But it doesn't go correctly because he throws it into the sticks.
I don't think he really had a plan.
Well, no. Well, why did he bring that piece of furniture with him?
I don't know.
I think he did have a plan. I think it was basically what the plan ended up being.
It's a bad plan.
Well, it was basically what the plan ended up being, except he's dumb and threw the fucking piece of wood in the river Styx instead of, you know,
Percy's
to
not
the
good
actual
with
duck.
dogs. So, don't think negative, Taylor. We can't think negative when we're entering the underworlds.
You can't.
This made me think of Inside Out. I'm just like, okay, I'm positive we're going to die.
So true. What a good movie. Not really. I don't actually really like Inside Out, but there are parts of it, like, just sadness as a character is great.
Taylor,
I don't
rude.
know,
Inside Out is great.
I know most people love Inside Out. I do. I just have never really gotten into it. Although I do appreciate Sadness's arc.
I cried, like, so many times in that movie.
I think Joy is too annoying. You know?
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
I know that's the point, but now Sadness is wonderful. I love Sadness. Okay.
Yes, who doesn't love being sad?
That is the motto of the pod. Who doesn't love being sad? You know.
Hey, listen, we love blue here, and, like, you know, when you're blue, you're sad.
I am wearing a blue shirt.
You're sad.
I'm always sad. It's part of the depression, Charlie.
I was about to say, there's something going on with depression here, isn't there?
Okay, dead. Now we're dead.
We're dead. Yes,
Yeah.
we are in fact dead. So they go into DOA, and they meet Charon. Oh my goodness, Charon. This man. I forgot he had bleached blonde hair. I somehow forgot that fact. I'm
I
just
like the fact that, like, I don't know, it's weird because I hate that people of color are always, like, the negative stereotype characters. Because everybody has such a negative view on anything involving death. But, like, it's nice because I think he's the first one we meet.
What do you mean?
Well, Medusa. That's weird. Like, a person of color in the...
I don't consider Medusa to be a person of color in the...
Well, I'm saying I don't know we don't know what she looks like.
Yeah.
She's the only one I don't...
She was wearing, like...
racially insensitive...
Yeah.
Or, well, I guess religiously insensitive clothing. Yeah, but I think he's the first, like, person of color that, like, is specifically stated.
Okay.
I think Grover's black.
I was gonna say, specifically stated. I think Grover is supposed to be black. I think he should be.
Have I convinced you of that now?
I think it makes the most sense for him to be black.
I'm glad to have brought you onto the train.
It's
just the Rasta hat is what really gave it away to me.
Like I said, as a kid, I didn't know what that meant. I was just like, okay, it's a hat.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh wait, So the movie was right?
For once in its goddamn life. I saw, like, a BuzzFeed article earlier today that was, like, worst book to movie adaptations, and you bet your ass the books were on, or the movies were on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the ones that everybody hates are, like, this one and, like, Artemis Fowl, from what I can tell.
That one actually wasn't on it. I saw Prisoner of Azkaban.
Alright, yeah.
A lot of people were, like, mad about the Marauders story being wiped out, which was restricted section's biggest, like, comment on it. Divergent was on there. I don't even wanna... I forget. I read it earlier today, but, you know, they're not wrong.
I don't remember how, like, bad the adaptations necessarily are between book and movie for Hunger Games, but, like...
It's... Mockingjay is weird. Like, they shouldn't have split it.
Yeah, fair.
They just were trying to capitalize off of, you know...
Everybody doing that.
Harry Potter did it, and now everybody... I agree that Harry Potter needed to.
Harry Potter did it, and then Twilight did it, and then Hunger Games did it, and then Divergent almost did it.
Tried to do it.
And then that's it. That's the whole story.
Yeah. But, I really like the Catching Fire adaptation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although Catching Fire is my favorite of the series.
I feel like that's most people's favorite.
Oh, really? I hear it more either 1 or 3.
Okay, because I feel like I hear everybody talk about the second one. They're like, yeah, that one's the best one.
Oh, I literally, like, my senior pictures from high school are me reading Catching Fire under a tree.
That's awesome.
Which is probably the most me thing I can say.
So Percy Jackson.
Yeah. He would not be reading a book under a tree.
Yeah. I also don't consider Charon to be, like, like, negative or bad guy. He's, like, neutral.
I'm just saying, yeah, I'm saying he is a neutral character, but he's associated with something people view as negative.
Fair.
The idea of death, like, always brings around this negative connotation, so even though his character itself is neutral, it's surrounding a theme that people view as negative.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I don't think death always needs to be viewed as negative. Like, I would really recommend, there's the show Ologies, it's a podcast. They did an episode on thanatology, which is basically the study of death. And, the scientist they have on for that does a really good job of, like, talking about how death doesn't always need to be negative, and, like, this idea of accepting grief, and, like, it's not a problem to be sad, to be missing the person you're missing. And I think that's where that big negative connotation comes from, is we're just not allowed to grieve properly in whatever, like, you have to grieve in the stereotypical way. You can't grieve in your own way. You have to do it and then bounce back. You have to keep going immediately. And it just doesn't end. So the way we formed death as a society, like, you think about with some of these ancient cultures, like, often death was seen as a weird, like, ritual, like a rite of passage in life. It was just a continuation, especially for soldiers. Like, imagine in our society today saying to soldiers, if you die, you're doing it you're gonna live forever and go promise all this other stuff because they died in battle. But that's not necessarily, like, how our society works. We want our soldiers to come home, even if we do lose the war.
Yeah.
Sparta, don't come home alive if you lost the war. They'll kill you.
As much as I think that's a more positive look on death, it's also kind of like, I feel like then you get more, like, berserker type people who just kind of go into battle and just fucking die because glory.
Well, that's part of what I'm saying, is, like, just their view when these myths are being formed. Their view of death is so different than really what ours is. And I think that's what's interesting about the Fields of Asphodel. Like, it's nothingness. How do you pronounce it?
Asphodel?
Sure. Whatever. Anyhow, they're just standing there forever. Like, that's just, it's nothingness. Whereas our common, like, conceptions of afterlife, if we're talking about the most popular ones, are this idea of heaven and hell. But in this version, it's essentially endless purgatory. And so it's interesting to then compare, like, how death and life are viewed, and then what our ideas of the afterlife are. Like, what values we have or put on our lives. Like, think with the Spartan warriors. Your goal is to get to Elysium. Like, the worst thing for you is to have to stand in those fields forever.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm just thinking of, like, the Norse way. Because you keep saying, like, glory in battle. I'm just like, well, if you die in battle in Norse mythology, then you go to either Valhalla or, Folkvanger, I think it is.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's either you go to Freya or to Odin, depending on whichever gets you. And if you don't, it's kind of like Asphodel, where you're just kind of like, you're in death.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you really, really sucked, like, you might be eaten by a dragon, I believe.
That sounds right, because Norse. That sounds right. But, yeah, so I this was a weird tangent about, like, a really philosophical...
death might not be that bad. Like, it's fine. Don't view
I don't have strong
super
opinions.
negatively. Also, let people grieve the way that they do. There is no wrong way to grieve.
Especially right now. One more note about this. Actually, that thanatologist I was mentioning. So this was coming... We're recording this June 17th. So on the episode of Ologies that comes out June 15th, she actually interviewed the thanatologist again for a COVID episode. And this is, I once again, off topic, but I think it was an important thing and really recommend people go to listen to it. But she also mentioned, like, the idea of shadow loss and how you can grieve things that didn't happen. Things you lost that were not necessarily a person. So, for all the people who had to cancel their weddings in the past year, they can grieve that. That's an okay, like, you can grieve. And I don't know, I listened to it earlier. Yeah, I was just listening to it earlier, so I've been, like, thinking about this idea all day, so I'm sorry for going on and on, but it's very interesting how we see, like, negative connotation with death and loss, but we aren't given the room to deal with that in our society. So, I don't know. This has been your philosophical ideation with Taylor.
Yay!
Charon! No, sorry, it's Chiron.
I was gonna say, let's carry on with this
Carry
chapter.
on my wayward son. I wonder if people do that to him.
Oh god, I hope they do. If Percy had known how to pronounce his name, I think he would have. Percy, our meme lord. Definitely would have. So his name is Charon, not Chiron.
That's Mr. Charon to you.
No, we're buddies. We go way back. He's not Mr. Charon.
Oh, okay. Well, he's Mr. Charon to me because I am
He
not
works for
a child.
my dad, Hades. So... yeah, so Charon is just making fun of Percy for his dyslexia. Yay. The fact that he apparently gets confused for Chiron a lot, that's funny to me.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's one letter.
You know what I think these books robbed us of? We never see Chiron and Charon in the same place.
Oh, man.
Just imagine that.
The memes. Oh, and then Dionysus has to be there too, making fun of them.
Yeah.
And Argus is just standing off to the side rolling all of his eyes.
I think he'd get dizzy.
Yeah, I wonder how that would work. We better move on before I try and think of the mechanics of how Argus rolling his eyes would work.
Poll for the week. Do you think that Argus would get dizzy if he rolled all 100 of his eyes at once?
Oh god.
Yeah, so Percy comes up with
we all drowned in a bathtub.
I was gonna say, Percy comes up with the greatest lie ever. Like, how did you die? Drowned in a bathtub. All of you? Yes. It's a big bathtub.
I like how Charon is impressed.
He's just like, okay. Sure. He's not questioning the fact that they're also, like, not naked children. Would they?
Yeah.
Would they?
Wait, shit, yeah.
Would they also be like, because you die and that's how you appear as a ghost, right? You'd be a naked person forever.
Oh shit.
Pro tip, don't die naked.
I don't want to... My biggest fear is dying while in the toilet. Or dying in the shower.
I was gonna say,
like
my friend's greatest fear is dying in the shower, like, alone in their apartment, and then, like, no one finding them.
I don't want to go out like Elvis.
Okay, but do you want to go out like... Oh god, I don't know the guy's name, but, like, there's a guy who, died in orgasm in history, having, like, an orgy.
I don't know who that is, but, I don't want to be in an orgy, but,
But, like, if you're gonna die, and you die of an orgasm, like, that's good shit. That seems like a way to go. You're still probably naked, but it still sounds like a good way to go.
Oh shit. This happened, like, a few months ago.
No,
like,
it didn't.
there's, like, a notably somebody did this a few months ago.
Okay, well, that's not what I was talking about, but alright.
I know you're not, but, like...
It's fun.
It was of excessive orgasm, which caused blood vessels in the brain to rupture.
So little death caused big death.
He was 35.
Little death caused big death. Yeah.
He was in Malawi. This is fascinating to me. I know that's not who we're talking about, but, like, notable case.
I just like the joke that I made.
I know. Oh, there was one here in Pennsylvania in 2008. Oh shit!
We're never gonna finish this chapter.
No, hold on. She was electrocuted using nipple clamps that they made at home.
What the fuck?
Don't do that.
Oh no.
These people died. They decided to have sex on the edge of a roof, and they fell and they died.
Okay. I liked it better when it was just dying of excessive orgasm.
Here's, I think this is the one you were... Nelson Rockefeller. 79, heart attack. Rumored to be caused by an orgasm during intercourse with his secretary.
Okay.
There's also a couple of popes on here.
I honestly don't remember who it was. I thought it was an orgy.
That one was just from Fellatio. Oh, here we go. Cardinal Jean Danielou, a prolific and renowned Jesuit theologian, died in 74 inside a Paris brothel at 69 years of age. He said, they tried to say he was delivering charity.
Wow.
There's several of these of people falling off the...
This is just quite a tangent. Oh my goodness. Editing Taylor, I hope you slept today. I hope you drank some water. I hope you're doing good. And I hope you had fun editing this. Thank you.
Let me see. Editing Taylor will probably be editing this mid next week, so she'll be done with moving, hopefully. So she'll be in a better mood than current Taylor is.
There's so many Taylors. Too many Taylors. Too many Taylors.
Too many cooks. Too.
Yeah. So
Charon finally realizes they're alive.
They're alive. Yes.
The drachmas are a pretty big.
Yeah,
giveaway.
He's like, oh, you're demigods. And he's like, I'll just keep the money. But Percy's like, no, better idea. I will make sure to give you even more money if you just let us in. And just don't worry about it. I'll make sure to get you a raise. Get more Italian suits, man. You know, Percy just, like...
Percy's been good in these past 2 chapters with, like, sweet-talking people.
I was gonna relate this to D&D. I don't even fucking play D&D, but I was like, you know what? Percy just, like, rolled a D20 and, like, he smooth-talked his way through this.
He's got a charisma modifier of +10.
Yeah, he does.
For now. It's temporary.
Yeah.
His charisma modifier is very temporary.
It's only been these past 2 chapters that it's worked.
And then it never happens again. Not true. But, like, he's not necessarily known for his smoothness.
Nah. This is more of, like, an Annabeth thing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this characterization of Percy is more, like, put on Annabeth later. Because she's usually the tricksy planner. Yeah. Yeah, so they go into the elevator, which turns into a boat.
Wait, hold on. We gotta bring up the fact that he yelled at all of the remaining spirits to not change his music.
And he called the ones that, like, tried to get in the boat freeloaders.
Yeah, like, sorry, that's important to me. Now we can get to the boat.
I just wanted to mention, like, that's gotta be so dizzy. Like, an elevator that turns into a boat. Like, Percy was like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, I'd go whoa, too.
Makes me think of, like, the elevator in... Wow, 2 episodes in a row bringing up Willy Wonka. But, like, the glass elevator that just goes all the different ways. That's what that sort of makes me think of.
The glass elevator just, like, kind of scares me as a concept.
Oh, yeah, no. The metaphor with the glass ceiling freaks me out.
No.
Glass ceilings aren't a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Let's not do that.
Okay. So we're dizzy.
We're getting seasick, in fact.
Well, Grover's getting seasick. Percy's fine.
Yeah, and also the river Styx is polluted. But not like the normal polluted that we've come to know in this book. It's polluted with hopes,
Always
dreams,
polluted.
and wishes that never came true.
Irresponsible waste management. Who would be in charge of waste management of the fucking Styx?
I don't know. This is just funny to me.
You know, like the programs where they have prisoners, like, clean up the sides of, like, highways and stuff? They make people who were somewhat too bad for the fields, but not bad enough to need serious punishment. They have to spend all of their time cleaning up the Styx.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's my... I'm just trying to help Hades. I'm just trying to help.
Yeah, I'll bring it out to him.
Thank you. Also bring up my raise.
We'll do.
Thank you.
I just want to know here. So, like, if the water didn't have hopes, dreams, and wishes in it, would it not be filthy then? Would it look, like, glistening and gleaming?
I've always pictured the river Styx as green.
You know, that makes sense, honestly. I don't think that necessarily
like a spooky
means...
green.
I don't think that necessarily means it's polluted water. I think it just, like, you know, like...
Oh, no, I was just saying that's what color I, picture it being.
A quick, like, you know, folklore thing. Like, green is often associated with, like, fairies, sometimes even, like, the devil, like, otherworld kind of stuff. So, like, it makes sense to have the river Styx be green in my brain. Like, you know?
Yeah.
You're going to another plane kind of thing. Yeah. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Also, there's greenish light on the page I was looking at.
Oh, yeah, the color of poison. Not all poison is green.
Are you sure?
Wood alcohol is clear. I brought it back, y'all!
We're not talking about wood alcohol.
It's never going away.
Also, Charon calls Cerberus Old Three-Face.
Bad luck for you, godlings.
And he calls them godlings. Interesting.
They're little ducklings.
Okay, I want fan art of this now, where Percy, Annabeth, and Grover are ducks. That's it. That's it. That's the whole thing.
Baby ducks, do.
No!
Do.
No, we had Baby Shark last week.
Oh, we did have Baby Shark. But we didn't sing it last week.
No, we didn't.
Baby duck doo doo.
Remember when I said he takes, like, silver coins? They gave him gold ones. I just want to say that.
Yeah. I thought about that when you were mentioning the silver earlier.
At least it looked like he only took silver ones, because that's the pictures that I saw.
Yeah, just the ones that they listed, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Percy mentions the turnpike on the next page. The Jersey Turnpike, but a turnpike nonetheless.
Yeah, he just wasn't expecting the fact that it's also, like, airport secure. God, this really is hell. Just, like, the underworld isn't hell, but, like, God, they went to hell, actually.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just layers upon layers of, like, just boring bullshit. Like, either you wait in the waiting room with the easy listening music forever, or you get to go in, and you wait in the line forever to be judged, and then you might end up going to the place where you just wait forever!
Yeah. You know who'd be really good at this? British people. They love queuing.
I was gonna say people at Disney. Just imagine this with, like, the queuing at Disney.
I've never been to Disney, so I can't imagine
Wow,
this.
Taylor, that's
I'm sorry I grew up poor? ?
Well, that's not an excuse. I'm sorry. It's not a good enough excuse to not know what Disney queuing lines look like.
I'm sorry we wanted
You can look
to
at
be
them
able
on
to
YouTube.
Eat. Why would I watch videos of just Disney parks and be sad because I never got to go to Disney?
That's what a lot of people do. That's how people who make those vlogs, get views.
Yeah, I don't want that for myself.
Anyway, the Haunted Mansion has a good queuing line. Just a lot of tombstones with puns on them.
Good. Okay. We see attendant on duty versus easy death.
Easy death. Specifically not easy. Easy.
Yeah, like Easy Pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you guys have Easy Pass up in Massachusetts?
Yeah. I was, for a second, it took me for a second, I was like, yes. I think it's called the same thing. Yeah.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
So we talk about the court. So the three judges at this point, they say it switches, are King Minos, who we
Thomas
talked
Jefferson.
about before with the Minotaur, Thomas Jefferson, and Shakespeare.
You mentioned Edison.
Why did I think it was Edison? That's because they mentioned Edison on the next page. Sorry. When they were listing of people.
It's Annabeth who mentions that those might be the judges sometimes. She says people like that.
Yeah, where did I get Edison from?
I
don't know. It's been a very long day.
Because it said Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
They've got the same amount of syllables.
Shakespeare I don't have a super big problem with. I wouldn't say he's necessarily what we would say is a great person nowadays.
Yeah.
He lived what we would call, modern morality based on, Christianity, which I guess would have been in his time, too. He wasn't exactly the purest person.
Are we?
I mean, he definitely had at least a few STIs. From, cheating on his wife repeatedly.
Fair.
So,
but yeah, King Minos also sucks. Just saying that. He's cancelled.
Thomas Jefferson.
I
know. So, one of my best friends, shout out to Alex, who's probably listening to this, she loves Thomas Jefferson as her favorite president. He pisses me off. He gets all this great press for, the Louisiana Purchase and the Declaration. But we're all just gonna look over how he treated his slaves and how he promised to free some of them and didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and he had slaves.
He also had, essentially raped a woman repeatedly, and she had his children, I saw recently a picture of, his great-great-great-grandson or whatever, and he's a black man, because Sally Hemings was black.
Mm-hmm.
But, it shows the negative side of, a thing. It's supposed to be the celebratory thing, look, it's a black descendant of Jefferson, but we should talk about the fact of how his line started out that way was because he repeatedly raped Sally Hemings.
Yeah.
I read a book, was it last year or something, called Jefferson's Daughters, about his 2, like, daughters born from his marriage, and then Sally Hemings' daughter. And just how it was, like, conceptually I know it's different, but, like, it was so jarring, like, the dichotomy between, like, they are both these man's children, but it's weird. Anyhow, he also just was sort of a dick, overall. Hamilton is not incredibly historically accurate all the time. Please don't always get your history from Hamilton.
Nope. It's romanticized quite a bit.
Yeah, and they attribute a bunch of stuff to Jefferson and Madison that were actually several other people, but they didn't want to introduce more characters. Mm-hmm. Like, specifically Monroe did a bunch of the stuff that they attributed to them. Anyhow, but, like, his whole, like, argument during some of these things was literally, well, Virginia's doing well, but tiptoeing around the fact that they were doing well because of slavery. He also did some other shady shit that I just won't go into, but, I think it's important to acknowledge, like, yeah, George Washington had slaves. He did free his slaves upon his death, which doesn't excuse him having them ever.
Hi, you had slaves.
But at least he kept the promise.
You had slaves.
So John Adams,
not good.
John Adams was the only one of the first 5 presidents to not have slaves.
Don't we not like him for other reasons or something?
People don't like him because he seemed like a bunch of bad shit happened after him. I mean, he came right after George Washington. John Adams himself wasn't bad.
Okay.
He just wasn't meant to be president, to be honest. I'm a pretty big fan of John Quincy Adams. Not, like, both of them not great presidents, but, the other thing about John Adams that's very interesting to me is, like, you can read a lot of their diary entries, or the letters between him and Abigail Adams, and man, did those two actually love each other.
That's cute. It's so cute.
You can, yeah,
this is
it's
so
like
relevant
such a good
to Percy Jackson.
I know, but yeah, so anyhow, Thomas Jefferson sucks ass.
I'm just gonna say, I don't think the judges have to necessarily be people who are, good people. I think that's what's going with, because, like, Minos he was always on there, even in mythology, and in mythology he also sucked. So I think it's more like, if you are of some kind of renown, you can be a judge in the
underworld. They should be more balanced. Like, I think Shakespeare is a good choice because he's sort of balanced. Mm-hmm. I think the other two just don't have enough good stuff. Put John Adams on there. Honestly, poor John Adams. Just, he was not good at the foreign affairs. He just was not.
You know? Yeah.
He tried, I think. Honestly, Lincoln would be a good choice because there's a lot of, like, shady stuff about Lincoln people don't talk about.
Now I'm just thinking about Death in the Good Place and how fucked up this system is.
Yeah. We haven't watched it in a few days. We did finish season 1. But with the move, we haven't really watched much lately because we've been busy.
You still know, like, even from season 1, you know how fucked up the system is.
Oh yeah, no. I'm fully aware.
You're gonna like season 2, I think.
Yeah, we finished the first 3 episodes, but then we got a little busy. Okay,
yeah.
So we see a televangelist being fucked up. Televangelists piss me off, man.
Yeah. Also, so the whole fact of, like, well, he's Christian, like, he believes in a different afterlife, and Grover's like, humans see what they want to see. So
you're very stubborn or persistent that way.
So are they even really seeing the underworld? Or are they just rationalizing?
What are they seeing?
Are they just rationalizing?
They're rationalizing Cerberus.
You're welcome. I can't anymore.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's sort of like the myth.
Like, you would assume that, like, Percy's seeing it for what it is, because, like, Greek demigod, and also the fact that, like, he knows the stuff exists. But, like, how do you know? Because you see what you want to see. Heck, maybe the monsters look even more, like, freaking crazy than he thinks they are in the real world.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're welcome. I have just mind-fucked everybody.
And that's when we actually meet Cerberus.
We meet the goodest fucking boy! And he's not a snake. As cool as snakes are.
He's twice the size of a fucking woolly mammoth, and he just looks like a Rottweiler.
Snakes are cool, but he's a good boy dog. He's a doggo.
It can smell the living.
This is a heck pupper with 3 heads.
Heck pupper.
I love heck puppers. Yeah, so... Also, like, the fact that, like, Percy's like, oh, I thought of him as, like, this type of dog. He's like a... But instead he's a Rottweiler.
He went from being a Mastiff to a Rottweiler.
I want to imagine him as, like, a giant Saint Bernard.
That's not scary, though.
Yes, but, like, I never said he had to be scary. He's just a dog. He's
a guard dog.
I want to hug him.
You can hug Rottweilers.
I want to hug this big, fluffy black dog and have all of his faces licking me. Okay? You're welcome. It sounds, like, very good to me. I want this dog.
I can't get you this dog, I'm sorry.
Well, Taylor, you're cancelled. You can't get me a Cerberus, you're cancelled. So.
Sorry, my watch finally gave me a notification, but it gave it to me almost 50 minutes after it happened.
The fuck?
So it didn't matter. Joe asked me a question 50 minutes ago. He's probably not needing that answer anymore, so...
Your watch is cancelled.
Okay.
Yeah, so, also the fact that Percy starts seeing the dog better as they're getting closer to being dead? God! What the fuck?
Reminds me of Coco.
Yeah, except in that one, like...
It's the other way.
It was the opposite. It's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So, my question here is, Percy is really bad at throwing things. Did Annabeth grab this ball knowing? Did she...
I don't think so.
I want to know why she grabbed this ball. Was it just in the bag? I feel like it was intentional. Because Athena always has a plan. This was a backup
I don't
plan.
think she... I think she got it just... Maybe she thought she could use it someday, but I don't think she really thought to use it right now. Until now. Because she seems sort of surprised by, like, thinking about it. Because if that was... She would have mentioned that plan before going in. If she had, like, intentionally gotten the ball for this.
I think she thought of this as a backup plan. Because she was just like, okay, Percy's probably gonna fuck this up. And I got this ball way back, thinking, like, we could possibly use this for Cerberus. But Percy, it's his quest, so, like, I'll let him try first.
Yeah, I don't think so, but I appreciate... I like, think your reading of it is also good. Like, I don't know. You know?
Yeah. But, she plays with the dog. And it's good. And she calls him a good boy.
Good boy. Drop it.
Good
boy.
Okay, so, I want more fanfics. I want fanfics of Annabeth going back and seeing Cerberus. And just, and playing with him. And I also want fanfics of her, like, either as a child with the Doberman, or, like, like, later on being like, I want to get a dog. And she also gets a Doberman. I just want Annabeth and dogs, okay?
I just want Annabeth to be happy.
You know what I ship Annabeth with? Happiness.
Got him. You know who didn't ship her with happiness? Rick.
Hey!
Just saying. The trauma this child has gone through.
Okay, but, like, the middle part isn't great. The ending is alright. It's alright, okay? Unless he decides to make more books.
Yeah.
As far as I know, she's okay.
So they make a break through the easy death line. While she gets one last throw in with the ball that is already pretty.
And then she runs away,
okay.
and she's like, "I'll come back." And and Cerberus is like, isn't he like whining or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like crying, and that's the end of the chapter.
I'm sad.
That's it. That's it. Actually, I have a note that I forgot to say, like, earlier.
Okay.
When, with Charon and Percy's dyslexia, Charon is just like, "Are you dyslexic?" And Percy's like, "No, I'm dead."
I forgot.
I'm just like, the sass. So good. Anyway, I'm crying again because of dog.
I guess it is plug time. Joe is making weird noises.
What's your plug, Taylor? What is your plug?
My plug is Loki, the new Disney Plus Marvel show.
Shit, it's good shit, y'all.
So as of now, we've only seen 2 episodes.
Yeah, I also saw.
By the time this comes out, wait, I'm saying, but for us,
yeah,
at this point, 2 episodes have come out.
I wasn't sure if the us
time
was you and Joe. Or you
and I.
Okay. I don't know.
I mean, Joe has also seen it.
I mean, you and me have a ship name. So, like, I guess there isn't us.
That's true. Yeah.
Fun fact: Taylor and I's ship name. We are Chuck Taylor.
It worked too well.
That's it. It's great.
That's the tweet.
That is the tweet.
Yeah, but by the time this episode will come out, 4 episodes of Loki will have been released.
Wow.
So
crazy.
we don't know what's going to happen between now and then.
We don't know.
It's going to be stressful.
I hope it's still a viable
I was so
plug.
stressed with episode 2.
I hope it's still a good plug. I don't think the show's gonna
I was
suck.
so stressed.
But
oh no, considering WandaVision's still my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, and I love Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
Mm-hmm.
but the beginning was too slow for me.
I think that was like everyone's thing of it.
Whereas like Loki, I like the beginning for a different reason than I liked WandaVision.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
WandaVision was just good as a TV show by itself without the plot. The plot didn't become a thing until a few episodes in, which was fine. Whereas with Loki, like, it started immediately.
I like sitcoms, so, like, people were like, WandaVision. Some people thought WandaVision had, like, a slow start, and I'm just like, I like sitcoms. I'm fine with this.
I loved it from the start.
Even if there wasn't, like, anything else going on, it was just that.
If it was all just them going through different genres, I would have been okay with it.
I would have been fine.
Like, it would have been great.
That was good, so.
Yeah. But Loki, like, right off the start, Owen Wilson has been really surprising with how great he is.
Oh my goodness. Just the buddy cop energy between Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson. It's just like, bro TP.
It's
bro TP.
It's so interesting because, like, this is not the Loki we know and love, too. Like, this is 2012 Loki, which makes it even, like, I sometimes have to turn that part of me off, being like, no, this is not Loki. This is a different Loki who's not had all the growth of, like, Loki.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. I'm very much looking forward to it. There was a big twist already, and it was great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Although it was a twist a lot of people guessed would happen, but...
Yeah, I mean...
It was still good.
I feel like mythology spoils some things. That's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, the comics. Even if you don't know the mythology.
I don't know anything about the comics, so...
Okay. That is my plug.
Oh yeah, that's my plug. I was like, which one was I plugging again? That's it. I decided this before we started the episode.
Yeah.
I'm plugging, an artist this time, because, I found them, like, was it a couple months ago now? It was, like, a while ago now, but, like, I had them on my plug list, and I feel like this just makes a lot of sense for this episode. They're called Iron Horrors. Taylor's gonna link that so you can spell it.
Mm-hmm.
And they draw, like, mythology and folklore and dark things, and it's very, like, witchy and Victorian and gothic. It's got just such a vibe. Like, such a good, like, macabre vibe going on here. I like it. I like it.
Good to like things.
I do, in fact, like some creepy things. I don't like horror. But, like, this is, like, really pretty, and it's creepy at the same time. So, Also, they drew one of, like, my favorite, kind of obscure Egyptian goddesses. Could I even pronounce her name? Let me try to see if I could even.
Oh, I like this one of the forced horsewomen. The 4 horsewomen.
Yeah, that's
of
a
the
good one.
apocalypse.
Werethekau? Goodness. I can spell that for you, Taylor. And you can see if you could pronounce that shit.
I'm scared.
One of my favorite obscure Egyptian goddesses. She's like, she may or may not be somebody else, like an epithet of like Isis or Sekhmet, or even like maybe Bast, but like she's just a goddess of supernatural powers and protection. And
I'm like just looking at all her different.
And she's a cat goddess. I know I talked a lot about dogs in this, but I really like cats too. I really want a cat. Oh, can I just like find the picture of this one? Here it is.
Oh, she has a picture of Charon.
Oh, there was one of Charon?
It is very Grim Reaper-y.
I just love the vibe here. I found this art because I was looking for like a picture of a specific goddess to try to draw, possibly. And
the one of Ereshkigal Gal is cool.
Yeah, that was the one I found. I was looking for something on Ereshkigal Gal, and I found Iron Horrors instead of like just art from like mythology and like and I'm like, oh, this is real pretty. And then
this is really cool.
Then I stalked for a few hours, and I'm like, I like this. This makes me happy.
Yeah, I will definitely link to both her Instagram and her DeviantArt page. Because I'm on the DeviantArt page.
I'm on Twitter, so...
Oh, well. We're all on something different.
Yeah.
The Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Loki one is interesting.
It's some good shit.
Y'all, there's some really cool stuff. Y'all.
It's some good, creepy, cool stuff.
What was the one that you wanted me to look?
I sent it to you on Discord.
Oh.
It's like one of my favorite obscure goddesses.
Werethekau?
Werethekau? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. And it makes me sad, because I love her. And she's just a goddess of supernatural powers, and cats, and nursing mothers also, I think. She's just a goddess of, like, protection and magic. I like it.
Werethekau.
Werethekau? Cool. Good shit. Good shit. Yeah. Pretty art that you can't see on this podcast unless you look it up. Go in the links. That's it. This has been us looking at art and you hearing it.
Yeah, and us describing it terribly.
It's great. Alright, I think that's enough of that. This was a fucking episode, wasn't it?
It was I'm sorry, everyone. They can't all be winners.
I was gonna say, like, yesterday, I was like, I feel like I just rambled so much. And this one, I was just like, what the fuck is happening? So that's
about right.
That's what this has been, folks.
That's about right for us.
So Taylor, it's time for you to come out of your closet. Come out of that fucking closet.
You can follow the podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send an iris message to us through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. You can follow me, Taylor, at Taylor from Cabin 6 on Instagram, and Historical Femme, spelled FEMME, on Twitter. Catch me on episodes of the Restricted Section, Hell from Elsewhere, and True Stories of a Tryhard.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, mainly Instagram and Tumblr. But on Twitter, I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm not salty about. No, not at all. I also have an art Instagram that I sometimes use at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mack. That's MACK.
Our music was written by Nora Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian Emmerich. You can find Nora at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your pod. She's the host of Siblings and Fandoms, where Nora and her sister Maddie talk about fandoms they're part of, ones they're not, and everything in between. She is also the host of Modern Musical Origin, which is an informative show delving into the history of different instruments and styles of music. You can find both of those pods on all the major podcasting apps. We are proud to be a part of the Movie Night Crew Network, which features the Restricted section, a chapter-by-chapter Harry Potter pod with lots of spoilers all the time, the Movie Night Crew, join some friends as they react to some terrible, some meh, and some really great movies. Content and Capable, where we follow Sam as he tries to figure out what it truly means to adult. My Cabbages, an Avatar podcast that follows the true hero of the Avatar, The Last Airbender series, the Cabbage Cart Guy. And Fandom's Gone Wrong, a fandom-filled show co-hosted by our own Charlie.
Hello, you awesome nerds out there. Yes, you. Have I got the podcast for you?
We've got pop culture, swearing, and all the immature jokes you could ask for.
We'll take you on a journey through TV shows, movies, books, and maybe a video game someday.
And we'll tell you how they all went wrong.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Carrie.
And this is Fandom's Gone Wrong.
New episodes every other Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
Struggle bus, struggle bus.
That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.